Hi, I'm sitting on the same board in which the first game of the semi-finals between Wesley So, who was white, and Ding Liren, who was black, was played. And it was a very interesting game that ended in a draw, but there was something in the game that I would like to discuss with you, and this is the critical position. This is move number 38. Wesley is white and he had 1.5 minutes on his clock. In this position, I thought Wesley would, move around his king and try to maneuver, reach the 40th move, get half an hour on his clock. However, in this position, he bravely went ahead and broke with the move g5. This was a little bit of a surprise because after h g, the black rook could come in and start generating counterplay. But after king d2, Wesley had calculated that there is not much happening. In this position, Ding Liren went for knight b3 check. And 40th move was done here. Wesley had some half an hour on his clock now. And after some 5 minutes of thought, he made the move king c3. To which Ding Liren replied knight d4 and Wesley took the pawn gf6. Of course, he expected, I think, that black would take gf6 when things would be much more better for white after, the rook moving into g7 or knight f6. But Ding Liren had this intermediate move, rook h2, and after this, there is absolutely no way for white to win. If he takes the pawn, then this is already c5 check, and it's a very beautiful mate over here. So Wesley went for knight takes b6, cb6. Now there is no c pawn, and after fg7, the players agreed for a draw in this position. Now the point here is that, and the interesting part which I would like to discuss, is in this position when black gave the check knight b3. The computers are screaming for the move rook takes b3, and it looks like white is clearly better because after ab3, gf6, gf6, you can just jump in with the rook to g7. However, if you look closely, black gives a check rook h2, king c3 and rook a2, a very strong move, and after rook c7, king d8, these two rooks on the second rank will generate enough counterplay to salvage the draw. So this doesn't work. However, here there is another interesting opportunity for white to break the move king c3. And this is an extremely strong move because now if rook h2, I can take the pawn, king takes b3, and now no rook is coming to a2. Similarly, if you play rook a2, I can take the pawn king b3, and once again with this dominating knight and the rook coming in, this looks like a winning position for white. I thought that Wesley had missed this move king c3 and hence he didn't go for this variation, but these players are just so brilliant. He had absolutely not missed it, and in the press conference when he was talking with Karlovich, he said that over here he saw the move rook h7, and after knight f6, let's say he goes rook f7, knight d5, king b7, king takes b3, rook a8, he felt as if white cannot make any progress here. And he made a very interesting point that if the pawn was not doubled on the b file, white would have some chances to make progress here, but because the pawns are doubled, it's very difficult to make something of this position. Although I still have a feeling that white risks absolutely nothing here. He can maybe try for some ideas like knight on c6 or play b4 and try for c5 break. What is the objective evaluation of the position is still unknown. So the question is open, and I would like to ask you, what do you think over here? Viewers, do you think that white can win this position, Or do you think it's a draw? Nevertheless, I think Wesley should have gone for this variation and tried his luck here instead of what happened in the game, which was an instant draw. Thank you.